5 minutes before sunrise, Meghan Markle was already losing control of the story. Not in a courtroom, not on a red carpet, but in silence. Meghan Markle built her power in silence. She thrived in pauses, in delays, in carefully curated absences where questions hung unanswered long enough to rot into speculation. But this time, the silence broke her. Steel screamed, a diamond-tipped drill cut through reinforced metal, and Meghan Markle's private archive stopped being private. This was not a burglary. This was extraction. Federal marshals stood inside an Iron Mountain vault in Santa Barbara, accompanied by legal authority that did not ask permission. It did not negotiate. It did not explain itself. It executed. Meghan Markle believed this place was untouchable, climate-controlled, legally insulated, a graveyard for secrets that could never be exhumed. She was wrong. The door rolled up, and what sat inside was not storage. It was leverage, carefully labeled, strategically preserved, and deliberately retained for one purpose only. Meghan Markle did not store memories here. She stored contingencies. The public illusion has always been clean. Meghan Markle, framed as hunted, fleeing, pushed out by cruelty and indifference. Prince Harry positioned as confused, emotionally wounded, dragged into exile by institutional coldness. The monarchy depicted as ancient, slow, and incapable of adaptation. That was the illusion. Inside that vault, the illusion collapsed. The first container opened did not hold clothing, keepsakes, or children's belongings. It held encrypted hard drives, anti-static foam, forensic-grade storage. On one of them, in Meghan Markle's unmistakable handwriting, a label read, Project Sussex Global. Not emotional, not sentimental. Corporate. Metadata does not lie, and metadata tells time with ruthless accuracy. The folder structure revealed something Meghan Markle never intended to admit. A full commercial branding strategy created in January 2019, a year before public exit, a year before public grievance, a year before claims of being financially abandoned. January 2019 was when Meghan Markle stood on palace balconies, smiling beside Queen Elizabeth, speaking about service, duty, and commitment. January 2019 was when Prince Harry insisted there was no plan to leave. January 2019 was when the narrative of victimhood had not yet been written. Yet the files existed. Trademark drafts, product categories, media negotiations, early outlines of ventures that would later be rebranded as necessity rather than intention. Netflix, Spotify, licensing concepts, mood boards that would later resemble American Riviera Orchard. This was not survival planning. This was premeditation. Prince Harry would later claim they were cut off, that they were forced to scramble. But the dates on those files contradicted him completely. They did not scramble. They staged. It was a launchpad they exploited. That realization hardened something irreversible. Next came the recorder. Small, black, professional. Batteries removed, preserved with care. Labeled in Meghan Markle's hand. Sandringham Summit Raw Jan 2020. That meeting was sacred. Queen Elizabeth had forbidden devices. No phones, no recordings, no witnesses. A family attempting to hold itself together behind closed doors. And yet a recording existed. If that recorder is authentic, then Prince Harry was not negotiating. He was harvesting. Sitting across from his grandmother, his father, his brother, while recording private voices for future use. Not memory, content. King Charles was informed immediately, not with grief, with fury. This was no longer about hurt feelings or family rifts. Recording the head of state without consent is not a misunderstanding. It is a breach. The implications crossed into legal territory that does not care about personal pain. Prince Harry has spent years describing that meeting. Accusations, raised voices, victim framing. But if the tape exists, it threatens every version he has sold. It either confirms his narrative or obliterates it. And Meghan Markle knew that. She kept the recorder untouched, not to listen, to threaten. Power is not always used. Sometimes it is merely displayed. The third discovery confirmed intent beyond doubt. A thick binder, worn, marked as an internal royal household investigation. The bullying report, unredacted, buried publicly, preserved privately. Buckingham Palace claimed it sealed the report to protect staff, to protect family, to prevent escalation. But Meghan Markle kept her copy, and she annotated it. The margins were not defensive, they were strategic. Names were followed by assessments, weaknesses, vulnerabilities, psychological pressure points, financial instability, emotional fragility. This was not a woman clearing her name. This was a dossier builder. Staff members who never spoke publicly did not remain silent out of loyalty, they remained silent out of fear. Meghan Markle did not just document allegations, she documented people. The report became a weapon. A mutually assured destruction file that ensured compliance without exposure. Silence enforced not by law, but by leverage. And then came the jewelry box. Midnight blue velvet, Cartier, empty. Princess Diana's diamond tennis bracelet box. Recognized instantly, the bracelet itself absent. For years, Meghan Markle wore a piece strikingly similar. The palace hoped it was a replica. This box destroyed that hope. Heirlooms are not gifts, they are custodial. And custodians do not relocate history to storage units in California. Cream paper, familiar handwriting, Diana's. Addressed to Meghan Markle, impossible on its face. Diana died in 1997. Meghan Markle met Prince Harry in 2016. The truth was colder. A blank envelope from Diana's stationery, likely given by Prince Harry as a symbol of welcome, of continuity, of trust. Meghan Markle filed it away beside contracts and investigations. A mother's legacy reduced to collateral. When Prince William was informed, composure failed. Attacks he had endured, insults he had absorbed. But the commodification of his mother crossed a line that cannot be repaired. Orders from London changed immediately. Secure the Diana material at all costs. It does not belong to Meghan Markle, it belongs to history. By this point, the pattern was undeniable. Nothing was sacred, everything was usable. The final box was chaos, cardboard, tape, rushed handwriting. Private H. Inside lay the uncut manuscript of Spare. Publishing lawyers had forced reductions for a reason. The removed pages were not narrative, they were incendiary, accusations without proof, allegations with no legal defense, entire sections targeting Queen Camilla. Prince Harry did not want resolution. He wanted annihilation. He kept the manuscript because lawsuits were temporary. Leaks are forever. King Charles understood the implication instantly. Reconciliation was impossible. You cannot invite someone back into a family when they are holding unpublished poison in reserve. The raid ended. The vault closed. But the game did not pause. It ended. Meghan Markle believed control meant possession. She believed that by keeping everything, she could dictate outcomes. But possession cuts both ways. Evidence preserved becomes evidence seized. Meghan Markle lost surprise, lost leverage, lost silence. She viewed the monarchy not as family, but as material. A crime scene to be cataloged, a resource to be mined. Prince Harry enabled it, shielded it, justified it, and recorded it. King Charles now stands not as a father, but as consequence. This was never about escaping harm. It was about managing narratives through threat. Every interview, every accusation, every silence now reframes itself. Meghan Markle did not stumble into conflict. She architected it. And the final truth is unavoidable. You cannot build a future by hoarding poison. You cannot claim healing while stockpiling weapons. And you cannot pretend innocence when your legacy is locked in boxes labeled, cataloged, and prepared for use. Meghan Markle believed these files were insurance. They are indictment. And the last realization lands with crushing weight. Meghan Markle did not lose control because the vault was opened. Meghan Markle lost control because the truth no longer needs her permission to speak. Meghan Markle is no longer holding the narrative. The narrative is holding her.